till now, people are still saying, if only this Nancy had just shut up her mouth. If she had just shut up her mouth, maybe Korra would still be married by now. Do you think this Korra you're saying would have been alive by now if she was still married to that twat? Do you think this guy would have used depression, depression to finish her? Like, depression to finish her. Do you know what it feels like to be lied to every single day? They're lying to you that, no, we can't open a bank account. No, we shouldn't open this bank account. We shouldn't open this bank account because, you know, the taxes, we're not paying enough taxes so that they don't take us to jail. We need to not open. And then she would have been without any bank account up till now. Up till now, I still get emails, you are a destroyer, marriage destroyer. I say, thank you. Thank you. The fact that my sister can come live, she can come live and she can do her live video, no stress. She can go about her job, she can take jobs, she can go and perform. That's enough for me.
My beautiful people, Nancy Umeh, the sister of Korra Obidi, the singing dancing princess all the way from motherland. Her sister don't come out to come expose Mr. Korra Obidi, aka Justina. My beautiful people, this one heavy for ear. So like seriously, this one happen. So it don't say wey be say Mr. Korra Obidi try to bring Korra down. In the sense that he no know as he wanted one because it can't be like say all this matter wey dey happen so he don already orchestrate and down say if this woman just gave me 2 beautiful children he go drive her away. After all, he no want anything to do with her, maybe because she's African or something. Beautiful people, Nancy Umeh talk say Mr. Korra Obidi don already dey plan this thing dey come before Korra even put to bed their second daughter. But as e be say the thing no work as im take plan am, na then im come out come talk say im dey divorce Korra Obidi. Beautiful people, Nancy Umeh open a lot oh my beautiful people. This one surprise me, this one heavy for ear. So Mr. Korra Obidi don already plan to make sure say as e be say Korra no get any medical report, im come try to poison her drink so that she go come dey act like somebody wey no dey fit enough to take care of her children. That is why my beautiful people, if you dey follow their story, Mr. Korra Obidi continue to talk say Korra no dey fit to take care of their children because im talk say Korra allow the girl to walk in the street not knowing say na wetin im do to take get evidence wey im go take the children away from Korra. Beautiful people, this is really wicked. How can he do such? How can he add something to her drink to make her mad so that he will come out and say that he is not fit enough to take care of their kids? This one strong oh my beautiful people. This man is wicked, not be small. My beautiful people. Nancy Umeh has a lot to say. Nancy Umeh open a lot. Beautiful people, I go allow now watch this video and hear from her how everything they go down. Before then, I greet everyone according to the time and the place you are watching this video from. My returning subscribers, old subscribers, new subscribers, and even you coming across this channel for the very first time. God bless you real good. If you never subscribed before, kindly click on subscribe of him, like and share. Yes, so beautiful people, I will allow you watch this video. Make you see whether within Mr. Korra Obidi they do, they actually okay. Because this time around, they come the pin on Nancy Umeh. They talk say actually now she be the bad one because say she dey support her sister. And she dey let us know say it is good for you to support your person, your siblings, because you don't know what they are going through. Guys, make una listen to this video, make una hear about una self.
There's nothing this guy did not try to pin on my sister. Like, you know that initial time where they were trying to pin a diagnosis, a mental disorder on her. And they came around and said that Nancy said that Korra had a mental illness. I was like, wait a minute, I have an auntie who has anxiety disorder. And I did a live video saying there's a history of mental illness. I didn't say my sister has mental disorder. And they ran with it. They said, oh, there's a history of mental illness. Every family in this world has a history of mental illness, whether you like it or not. And the people that ran with that thing, they are the actual psychos. But they turned it around and said, oh, because Nancy said there's a history of anxiety disorder, means that, okay, even the person they were supporting was diagnosed. He put something in their drink. He spiked her drink with marijuana. This idiot made her, like, spiked up her drink. She ended up admitted. And the only thing that was her diagnosis was THC poisoning. That was the diagnosis. But this guy wanted to pin bipolar on her so much. They twisted everything and said, Nancy said she has mental illness. Nancy said there's a history of mental illness. And I was like, really? We were talking about people voicing out so that they don't end up cuckoos. And these people twisted my words. I remember then, their goal then was to make sure that she was on fit on paper so that they can file for full custody. You know how now they have amnesia. They're all like, oh, we never wanted to file for full custody. Oh my God, it's not true. No, you guys, like that period, they would come up and say stuff like, oh, she has been to the hospital twice. Eh? Oh, it's requesting for evidence of cyberbullying. Okay. She has been to the hospital twice for her mental health. So my sister was not a healthcare professional at the time, and she was at risk of, she was being harassed with the CPS. Like, she was a live streamer. She had her 2 kids beside her, and I don't really care about anybody. And you know me, if I give injection, if I focus on one person, they'll back and confess for the whole year. That's how I am. But I want to say something that is important before I lose my train of thought. So these people, they knew that they could get her via CPS on account of being unfit, like mentally being unfit to take care of her children, right? So because my sister had no medical background, because she had no medical background, he kept telling her in her head that when you went to the hospital, the psychologist called me, the psychiatrist called me. He said that you may have a history of bipolar. Like, you know how he had been planning this whole thing from the get-go. Like, she was so confused. So she would call me at the time and say, what is this, they're saying that I did when I was not feeling well. Because when she wasn't feeling well, she didn't even know where she was. She had been poisoned by her ex, and she was admitted, and she didn't even know where she was. So she was so confused, like, am I crazy? Am I really crazy? Thank you, Patricia Timpico. And she was just like, oh, am I really crazy? Like, Nancy, what happened to me? I was like, you had THC poisoning. So I kept insisting on getting the actual report from the hospital. The hospital report, he just kept hiding it from me. I was like, where is the hospital report? Let me see if this thing you are saying actually makes sense. Because how can you say your friend who is this? I said, your friend, is she a psychiatrist? No, she's a therapist. She told me that she might have a little hint of, she might have a little hint of bipolar. I was like, your friend who is a therapist and did a few courses, is the person a psychiatrist? No. Okay? The person is not a psychiatrist. But he just kept hiding that hospital report. So I told my sister to make sure she gets it. Like, go and get that hospital report for me. And then I read it. I was like, is this it? Is there anything else? She was like, no, this is it. THC poisoning. And I read all the notes. And I was like, what? Is this the report that they were trying to use to say that you have a history of what? Like, THC poisoning is marijuana. He spiked up her drink. And she called me that night for like 7 hours. Oh, thank you, Ernestine. I've blocked her. She called me that night for like 7 hours. She was just talking. I knew something was wrong. So I stayed on the phone and made sure he took her to the hospital. And because of that report, they wanted to twist everything around. They were hiding it from her. Eventually, I saw it and I told her, listen to me. You have no history of any mental illness. You were poisoned. You were poisoned. Don't let anybody mess with your brain, because that's how they start messing with your brain. And I'm a healthcare professional. I told her, you're fine. You were fine. Nothing happened to you. You were poisoned by your ex. Nothing happened to you. And she was like, oh my God. Oh my God. They told me I had bipolar. He told me that his friend told him that I have it. I'm like, you didn't even know what you were saying. That's why I refused to get off the phone that day when that poisoning happened. He was like, get your sister. I was like, no worries, just help me take her to the hospital. I was on the phone when they got admitted. I was on the phone for 7 hours that day. And I had no idea that almost less than 1 year down the line, he would try to use that singular incident against her. You see why your siblings need to be like in the know of what's going on with you? You see why? Because they could have easily manipulated that. You know, when he was busy feeding bloggers, like, she's crazy. She's crazy. I remember there was one time, every time I would come on Facebook, is it true that your sister is mad? Is it true that your sister is mad? That's why she dances like this. That's why she's always naked. I was like, where is all this coming from? I didn't know that this guy had planned it planned everything from the get-go. Like months before he came online to announce the divorce, he had planned how he would try and get her in the hospital, film her in a hospital bed, get her to somehow be admitted into a psychiatric facility, and they'll say, so maybe postpartum. She was just a few weeks after giving birth to June, or a few months. But like, he has spiked up her drink, and those people, it's not really easy to manipulate the US, okay? They wrote it there. I think I still have the report somewhere on one of those WhatsApps. THC poisoning, which is marijuana poisoning. She took the marijuana. I don't know whether it was in a drink or she smoked it, but like, Korra was talking for hours. And I was like, oh my God, who did this to you? He just wanted to get that on her records, to say that she was an unfit mother. And around that time was when June walked into the streets. Around that time was when a lot of things happened that they were trying to use against her much later in the year. So I knew that, oh my God, you guys, things are happening, okay? So I was so happy I calmed her down, because she was actually believing this thing. Like, every day you wake up and someone is telling you that you are crazy because his friend who is a psychology professor, blah, 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 therapist. I was like, who is that? Is that a psychiatrist? No. Only a psychiatrist can actually diagnose bipolar disorder. Only a psychiatrist can diagnose bipolar disorder. There is nothing they did not say to actually tarnish my sister. And they said, Nancy said it. Nancy said it. I was like, Me, I said my sister has bipolar disorder? Like, hey, I watched that video where I said, there's a history of anxiety disorder. I have a mom who has a sister that has severe anxiety disorder. That is something that happens to a lot of people. Every single family has at least one person who goes through some sort of neurologic or psychological, issue. Yeah?
Guys, una don see am say many things have been left unsaid all this while. The reason why Nancy Umeh dey bring all this one out na because say Mr. Justina don too talk, he don too open many things wey be say this family decide not to open. But the more he dey carry himself dey come out, the more dem dey expose am. Yes, so Nancy Umeh really expose Mr. Justina on this one, no, because this one too much. Like I said, this one dey heavy for ear to hear, and many people don react on this one, say so actually this man actually take Korra Obidi through all this, all in the name of trying to make people look at her as if she's not actually okay to take care of the kids, not knowing that all this has been his plan. That's why many people, they always come out, they look Korra, they say she not today okay, because they feel say the way she dance and all that. But guys, she's creating content, and that is how dancers dress sometimes in order to perform. And this man come based on all this, plus the fact say he carry in friend wey no know anything about mental disorder, they can't come out, can't they talk say she dey suffer some kind of mental disorder, not knowing that God won't catch them, can't be say Nancy Umeh know everything on this part. Beautiful people, like seriously, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Like and share. Kindly click on subscribe button if you have not subscribed before, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye for now.